Hello, friends. Welcome to the Karmic Guidance channel. So, US elections are around the corner, and here I'm going to do an astrological analysis of the chart of Trump and see if he will be becoming the president again or not. If you look at the chart of Donald Trump, there are a lot of positive points. Let's go through what are the strengths. So, first of all, he's having a Leo ascendant, and the ascendant lord, that is the sun, is in the 10th house, and sun in the 10th house as a ruler of ascendant Leo gets a directional strength. It's at its highest peak when it shines at the top of the sky. So it has a directional strength. So ascendant lord is very strong. Secondly, if you look at the aspects, we have an aspect of Jupiter. Jupiter has ninth aspect on the Sun, and also Moon aspecting us. So two benefics are aspecting the ascendant Lord, and not only ascendant Lord but also the Sun, which indicates leadership, and King, which is king on the parliamentary cabinet. Now, this is obvious, but what is not obvious is that the Sun in this chart is also the Yogi planet. Now, Yogi planet is a concept by Sheshadri Iyer. I won't in this video I won't get into what is a Yogi planet, but a Yogi planet is a very positive planet in the chart. And if the ascendant lord itself is the Yogi planet, then the ascendant lord becomes extremely positive for this chart. So here, whatever is happening with the ascendant lord is also happening with the sun, is also happening with the yogi planet. So all positives are actually tripling. It's a triple whammy. There are triple benefits that is accruing because of the positive things that are happening. The negative things also will be three times. But first, let's look at the positive things that are happening. So the triple positive things. Not only this, the sun is within 1 degree of the Yogatara of Mrigashira Nakshatra. So in Taurus, sun is at 2949 degree, and it is in Mrigashira Nakshatra, and each nakshatra has a Yogatara. And when a planet comes within an orb of 1 degree of that Yogatara, then it becomes especially powerful because it's actually enhancing the power of the nakshatra. So this becomes an extremely powerful position for the sun. Not only this, the ascendant is right over the Yogatar of Magha Nakshatra. So ascendant degree is 649, and the Magha Nakshatra Yogatara is exactly at 6 degree. So the ascendant is exactly conjunct with the Uttara of the Magha Nakshatra. Uh, and this again, both ascendant Lord, they are themselves extremely powerful. Venus, Venus is the dispositor of the ascendant Lord. Not only ascendant Lord, but also ascendant, but also the Sun. So, how is the position of Venus? Now, there will be a lot of negative things, like it's in 12th house aspected by the Saturn, but Venus is a duplicate yogi, a Saha yogi. So, just like there is a concept of yogi, a supporting yogi planet is there, which is called duplicate yogi, Saha yogi, which also has a very positive uh, implication on the chart. So, the dispositor of the Lagna Lord is a So Lagna Lord is a yogi and dispositor Lagna Lord is a duplicate yogi and sahayogi. So this concept of yogi planet, it's compounding, giving a compounding effect to this Lagna and Lagna Lord. See, one of the biggest strengths, one of the most positive thing for someone to shine and come to the top is to have his sun and the ascendant uh, extremely powerful. And without the ascendant and the strength being extremely powerful, it's very difficult to for that person to rise to the top and lead like a king. And here we are seeing those signs happening. Now, the next thing is Mars. Mars is the planet which is extremely beneficial for you. Why? Because it owns two houses. One is Kendra and one is Trikona. So Mars becomes a Raj Karak planet because Mars is combining the effects of one Kendra and one Trikona house, and that Mars is actually sitting on the ascendant. So this also makes the chart very powerful because Raju Karak planet in the ascendant and having no malefic aspects. There are Rahu is not aspecting, Saturn is not aspecting, so it's just unblemished. It's unblemished sitting right on ascendant. Not only that, it is in a Shubh Kartari Yoga. So if you see Venus and Jupiter, they are hemming in the ascendant and also Mars. So the ascendant becomes powerful because of the Shukra Yoga, and Mars also becomes powerful. Not only Mars becomes powerful, the fourth house becomes powerful, and the ninth house becomes powerful. So ninth and fourth house together are associating with the first house. Strong Rajyug is happening here. Next, if we see that Rahu is in the tenth house, and for Rahu, tenth house is a very good position to be in. Not only this, Rahu is in Taurus. So the two best positions, two best signs for Rahu to be in a Taurus in Gemini, and Rahu is in Taurus, so it's in a very powerful position, and it's in the tenth house where it gives very positive results. So this is a powerful Rahu. Now we bring another concept of Hindu Lagna. So what is happening here is that first house is also the Hindu Lagna from the moon. What is Hindu Lagna? How is it calculated? I will skip that part because that's out of scope of this analysis. But Hindu Lagna is the Lagna of prosperity, and it can be seen from both moon and the ascendant. So from the moon, the tenth house is the Hindu Lagna, and from the moon, the tenth house is the ascendant. So ascendant itself becomes the Hindu Lagna, and from the ascendant, the tenth house is the Hindu Lagna, which is the tenth house itself, which is also the house where the dispositor of ascendant is placed. So the two Hindu Lagnas are basically first and the tenth house. And if you see, there's a lot of confluence happening. There is a similar harmony happening between the Lagna Lord, and all these positive factors that has a exponentially beneficial effect on the chart. So this becomes a very powerful chart. Now let's look into some negative points. On the negative side, you can see Sun, Rahu, and Ketu and Moon right opposite to each other. Degrees are almost same 28, 27, 29, 27. This is basically a Grahana Yoga. This is an eclipse. This is actually an eclipse happening. And when he was born, there was an eclipse. How can we say that? Because you have to assume the Earth is in center and Rahu Ketu are on opposite sides, and Moon and Sun are opposite sides. So the Earth is blocking the Sun's light that is coming to the Moon, and this is a Grahana, and this is a lunar eclipse. This is not a solar eclipse. If it were a solar eclipse, the Moon would have been here, blocking the Sun's light coming to Earth. But here the Moon is on the opposite side of the Earth, so Earth is blocking the Sun's light going to the Moon. So Moon is in a Grahana, and this makes Moon extremely weak. So Grahana, what it does is that it causes your mind to become extremely there's a lot of illusion. The emotions are de- removed from your mind. You do not have the capability to handle your emotions. You're you're detached from your emotions. So, when you go through emotional turmoil, you might resort to things like drugs, addictions, alcohol. You might have water-related problems, right? So you don't know how to handle your emotions. The stability of emotion handling becomes extremely bad. And this moon is also debilitating. That's double whammy. Not only that, moon is aspected by two malefics. One is Mars and the other is Ketu. Either you can say Ketu or Rahu, whatever, but the two malefics afflicting the moon. So this is an extremely afflicted moon. This person, and this is extremely afflicted fourth house with the only solace that the fourth house lord is well placed. So all is not lost, but we can say that this person will have very bad relationship with mother. Mother will be in a bad situation, some difficulties with mother. Inside happiness, because fourth house is the house of sukha, that is happiness. Inside happiness, there will be a lot of issues. Education could be a problem, unable to complete education properly. So basically, the fourth house of comfort, calm, serenity is lost, and this person has a very troubled emotional issues happening because of a very afflicted moon in the fourth house. Now, what else? What else? What else? Look at Jupiter now. This Jupiter is not very poorly placed in second house, but it's aspected by two malefics, Rahu and Saturn. So it's not a good Jupiter. It's also retrograde, right? So Jupiter is the fifth lord, so it's a positive planet for Leo, but it is also the eighth lord, right? So Jupiter is right now in an afflicted state. It will not be giving very positive results. It will be causing a lot of problems like health, chronic issues, or sudden failures, or some secrets, bad secrets coming out of closet. That kind of problems will happen because the Lord of Eighth House is not well placed and aspected by two malefics. Why I'm looking at Jupiter is because in the next slide I'll assess the dasha and the transit, and he's running the dasha of Jupiter, and in that he's running an antardasha of Venus. And if you look at Venus placed at fourth house in enemy sign and conjunct with Saturn, which is also the sixth lord, and Marrakesh because lord of 11. Venus Although in the last slide I said it's a duplicate yogi, so the benefits of the duplicate yogi are there, but uh, Venus has its own weaknesses, issues with women, issues with relationships, wives, vehicles, and such kind of things will be a problem. He will not be liked by women, or women will have difficulty in managing his relationship with wives and such kind of thing. Knowledge. Shukra is also the ruler of knowledge. And the last thing in this chart is that there are no powerful yogas, no Parivartan yoga, no Raj yoga, no Dhani yoga happening. So, very unique case because you always get to see some kind of a yoga happening. No Panch Mahapurush yoga, nothing is happening. So, it's devoid of any yoga, and which is a very, very strange phenomenon. And that also just makes the case weak for him to rise to that position. Now, if you look at the Dasha, then the transit, so he's running a Jupiter Venus Dasha, and we saw that Jupiter is very, very afflicted. However, Jupiter affliction means that he will get success because Jupiter is fifth house and positive for the Leo Lagna. So he will get success, but that success will be full of blemishes. There will be problems, earth house problems will be there. Saturn's problem will be there that he might have some issues with bones and arthritis and those kind of issues, or maybe his success is slowed down, right? And Rahu aspect is there, so he might have problems in delusion. He might think that it is something is good, but it turns out to be really bad for him. And Venus is also badly afflicted because 12th house conjunct with Saturn. Again, Saturn is aspecting Jupiter and Venus both, and that creates a lot of restrictions and boundaries for him to in whatever in this time period he will have a lot of restriction. Venus is it's not a bad planet in Leo. It was third house and 10th house, so it's a mixed planet. But Mool Trikona sign is in third house, so not positive result. And secondly, Jupiter and Venus are not friends; they are enemies. So this dasha is not positive result giving. However, you have to also understand that Jupiter and Venus are both benefic planets, and benefic planets giving bad results is sometimes still better than a malefic giving a good result. Maybe it's a borderline case where they're giving bad results because of afflictions, but it won't be as bad as a malefic, a Saturn or a Rahu giving a bad result. So it's kind of a borderline good and bad result. Venus is a Sahayogi or duplicate yogi, as I'd already mentioned. So here some positive things comes from Venus, right? And Jupiter. Now we look at the transit of Jupiter. Why Jupiter? Because Jupiter is the Mahadashanath. This is the Dasha of Jupiter, and the condition of Jupiter and what Jupiter is doing is becomes important. So Jupiter is transiting the 10th house on the 5th of November, the date of election. So it's transiting over the Sun, which is the Lagna Lord, and the house of career. So this transit of Jupiter over any house is positive, and this shows that this is a positive transit. Although it's an enemy sign, but Jupiter transit over a house is a positive sign. Secondly, this Jupiter, who is the Mahadashanath, is being aspected by Mercury in Venus directly in the transit. So Jupiter is having a positive aspect to benefics, and Also, Jupiter through its transit is benefiting the Lord Sun. So these are the positive things that are happening. The other negative thing is that Saturn is transiting forth from the Moon, which is called Kantakshani or Daya, a 2.5 period of difficulty, where your happiness and your mental peace will be disturbed, and you will be having issues at home, at family, at property, at land, and these things will emerge. So these problems we also saw because of Moon Ketu being there. This problem is again, there's a confluence happening because of this thing. So we will still see issues with. It could be an issue with heart. A heart problem could be there, right? Both of the heart. So these are the negatives that are going to happen in this chart. So now we look at the prediction. So clearly the battle is a tough battle. It's not a easy race. However, he has a very, very strong son. Now, this was the son that made him the president on the first incident where he beat Hillary Clinton, and Hillary Clinton was having a debilitated son. Now, history is repeating. He's again fighting a candidate who is having a Libra son, which is debilitated, and very much similar circumstances, and this is probably the driving factor right now. Hence, the prediction is that there is a good probability that he will win the elections. Now, again, this winning doesn't mean that he will have a very good time and his run will be very good. He can get sick or unfit or even jailed. Why jailed? Because 12th house is there, the Venus is in the 12th house, which indicates jail, and there are cases. He's got cases in court, etc. So jail is a possibility, sickness is a possibility, illness is a possibility, hospitalization, etc. So due to this Venus condition, even after becoming president, he would have high chances of getting sick or going to jail. So although it looks like he his strong son will help him to glide through all the problems of elections, fighting and winning. He will be able to win, but the periods are not very supportive. So even after his victory, he will not be able to perform the way he would have been thinking, and there will be issues that he has to resolve about his health at jail or some family relation, things related to health. Those will persist. So this is the prediction for Donald Trump.